Alison Grimes, the Real Clear Politics average is about 4.2 points. But there was a poll that came out earlier today, the Bluegrass poll, that puts her up by 2 points.
I would argue that's an outlier, and your Real Clear average shows an outlier.
Could very well be. Yeah. And to back up your point, McConnell's been in the lead on the two polls prior to the one today.
There was tape released today, which I'm going to throw to here in a second, that I think is a game changer. I think will be very difficult when that tape gets circulated all throughout Kentucky. In what seems like an attempt to distance herself from President Obama, Democratic challenger Alison Grimes has long campaigned on her support for that state's coal industry and has claimed time and time again to be the pro-coal candidate in that race. However, conservative filmmaker James O'Keefe caught some of her staff on hidden camera admitting something, well, quite different. Take a look at this.
No, she has to say that. Because in Kentucky, if you don't support the coal industry, you're dead politically. And I know that that's true. And I know that's why she has to say that.
Joining me in studio with reaction to this and much more, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. Great to see you in New York. How are you? Good to see you, Senator. I looked at that tape, and I'm thinking if I'm a person in Kentucky, that's a game changer if I was considering Alison Grimes for Senate.
And this kind of, I think, blows the truth away here and lets you know that, you know what, it looks like even though they say one thing in public, in private, maybe they aren't so supportive.
Well, I think that's the thing. I mean, they're basically all admitting that she's just lying. Project Veritas and James O'Keefe, they did some undercover work. And basically everybody that surrounds Alison Grimes is saying she's a liar on the issue of coal. Let me ask you if you think this will have an impact. I'll roll this tape.
She supports big coal.
No, she's gonna him as soon as she gets elected.
Really?
Take my word for it. Here. Can I have your card? Take my word for it. She's gonna do what she has to do to get elected.
You probably know what it's called. I can't remember.
Wait, she's a killer.
I predict this will have a big impact on that race.
One thing that I know from Kentucky voters, which is that they absolutely reject dishonesty. When you are so cold and calculating that you will say absolutely anything to get elected, even things that you don't believe in, Kentucky will say to you absolutely, positively no way. She's going to be punished for this. Sean, there's a bigger issue here, which is that people will now say anything to get themselves into office.
Sad. That's why people hate politicians.
A video from James O'Keefe's Project Veritas includes secretly recorded conversations with Kentucky Democrats who say that Grimes' statements in defense of the coal industry are necessary to get elected, but don't reflect Grimes' real views.
Well, the president of the Kentucky Coal Association says the video makes him question Grimes' actual positions on coal.
Grimes dismisses the videos and repeats her commitment to coal.
I think Kentuckians know. I speak for myself and stand by our good Kentucky jobs, especially our coal jobs, and I think what you're seeing now are acts of desperation.
Coming up at 4:30, WDRB's Lawrence Smith talks to the man who produced these videos.
Everyone in her campaign is calling her a liar, and we're trying to give that truth to the people. People deserve to know the truth about what their elected officials actually believe. The people of Kentucky can decide. It's not up to me to tell your audience what is in her heart and soul and her mind. What my job is to show people the truth.
Does it bother you that you would have campaign workers who would question your commitment to coal?
Again, I speak for myself, and unlike Mitch McConnell, my commitment to the jobs in Kentucky, and especially our coal jobs, it's consistent. It can't be questioned.